accepts the existence of God every time a witness swears to tell the truth. I think it's about time they accept the existence of the devil.
You can't set him up. My God!
The Conjuring. The devil made me do it. Devil. It's a good and bad movie. I don't like the emphasis of it, the story. It's a good movie though, like James Wan still included. Insidious. How many Insidious movies are there? I know the Red Door 1 and 2, I don't know. I feel like there's like 3 of each. It's Annabelle and Annabelle Comes Home. What's the other one? I don't know. Conjuring 1 and 2, and then I guess this will be the 3rd one. I love all these movies though. I love Ed and Lorraine Warren, The Paranormal, spirits, monsters, creatures, cryptids, cryptology, demons, demonology, ghosts. It's just all really cool, but this movie kind of steers away from that a little bit. It's still in here because it kind of has to be, but I don't know. This is definitely my least favorite of like literally all those movies because it just touches too deep into this kind of other side of things. But it still retains some of it. The imagery, the spirituality stuff of it. But it's only really here and there though. Unfortunately, most of it's kind of this exactly what you would expect. I mean, the title says it all. It's kind of a stupid title, like for a movie. I don't know. Maybe for like a documentary or video or something, or like an episode, like a show. But I guess the only people that are gonna like this movie versus the others are a very select few. Yeah, Patrick's still in it. Vera. It was weird seeing Patrick in Aquaman because I couldn't not see him being Ed in this one, or I guess whoever he is in Insidious as well. This is like his thing. It's like what he's known for. When he's in other stuff, it's just kind of weird. I guess it's his franchise, and it's funny because he just plays this kind of normal, average dude. I didn't like him at first, but he fits in very well because he's just like your everyday guy. But it's like such a dark tone movie and so serious and stuff, but he's just like the cool uncle, dad guy. And same thing with the girl in Insidious, the mom. I liked her too, but when I see her in other stuff, it's just kind of weird. I just love this franchise. Like every movie that's come out since then, since it started, has just been you look so forward to it coming out, and you know it's gonna be good, and the imagery, the photography, the cinematography, all the James Wan style, like he loves like little light balls and and it's cool because he's like an Asian guy, so you know he's got like taste and like style and edge, and it's just such an interesting like horror franchise because you can kind of compare it to the Jordan Peele stuff. Like it's just such a very specific stylized form of horror, but it just works so well, and it has worked so well up until this movie. It's just my least liked movie. I've only watched it maybe a couple times. The first one I watched it fully through, obviously, but then the second time it was just like in the background. It's kind of just whatever. But it's still good. It's got that premium production value, and I don't know. Before this one's just so weird to me because like if it was like literally any of the other ones, there's so much context. There's the demons, there's the Insidious music, there's the giant font with the Insidious, there's the red and black demon guy in Insidious, there's the overly loud music, and it reminds me of music that I was weirdly, there was a music class in one of the schools I went to in elementary, because I went to a few of them, and there's one that, God, I'll never forget that day. Like this teacher lady, I swear to God, she was like a cult member or something. She was teaching us how to like, I don't know if it was to play the actual music, but it was on the stereo, a little boombox. And it was just this creepy music. Like, why are we learning this? Like scary violin, scratchy. Ugh. It's like, what the hell, man? It's funny because it was a school like in the middle of nowhere. I had to unfortunately move around a lot. Wasn't really at one school forever too long. But I was like, what is up with this? Like, out of all my school years, it was just the weirdest thing. And obviously it was like a different time back then too, especially, and I don't know, but it's moments like those that kind of lead up to watching stuff like this, like, or just being in creepy places and being curious about what it is that you can't see, and this mystical, mystifying stuff, and the obscure, the unseen, I've seen so many documentaries and videos and movies and horror stuff in general and all these things, and I've been surrounded by it for so long. And always be a fan and always enjoy it no matter what, and there's some stuff that's included with all this that I don't particularly enjoy, but that's where a lot of this movie focuses on, is the stuff that leads into the more interesting, cooler, entertaining, fun side of stuff. Even though it's still like all pretty dark, but I don't know. This movie's just weird. I don't know how it really fit in. It's either like out of nowhere they kind of had to do something like this to be different or compare it to the others. Like with Annabelle, you have the doll, you have the spirit things possessing the doll, you think of Robert the doll, you think of just creepy dolls in general. But then this, and then the Conjuring is just, you know, definitely the one that leads a lot more into the devil and Satan and all that. And then but this movie, it was like, it's funny, I was going through stuff earlier and there's literally a picture that looks just like The Exorcist. Like the cover art with the priest outside in the building and the lighting. I mean, this was them trying to do their own, like, Exorcist spin. Which even The Exorcist and anything like the Exorcist, the beginning is my favorite one. There's 3, there's Believer, Believe, whatever it's called. There's all the spin-offs. But they're trying so hard to, like, kind of go into that realm of things. And before, it was always, it was us and them. Then this time it's like, it's us and them combined, and it just didn't really work for me. But this came out at an interesting time where, you know, these movies have been kind of spotty here and there. They come out here and there. But, this one, you know, is just gonna be good overall because, like, the cover looks good and it's a long title. It's very bold and demanding and stands out. And I mean, if any movie's brave enough to put the word devil in it, you know it's gonna be probably good for the most part in some way or another. So, or it could be really bad. But they weren't afraid to go there, and I really respect that. But and to be fair, if one of all the movies is like this, it's like fine. But I don't know. I think it really put a dampening on what made this franchise good in the first place, and they didn't really stick with that, huh? It's still, some of that's still in there because expectation and all that, but I don't know. Like, I wouldn't really go out of my way to watch it again, or because it's just so predictable and typical, and you know, they're trying to get the best of both worlds, and I think like, this stuff only works one way or the other. I mean, you think of Freddy and all them, Jason. Why those did so well is because it was kind of like this in a way, like a combination of the two, and like it doesn't hit too close to home, but it's like just, you know, it's a movie. But this one, they really, you know, and especially the whole based on true events thing, it's like, man, a lot of things are based on true events, dude. Who cares? Like, you can't cover everything. I'll admit that that tagline makes things interesting in a way. It's different, but at the same time, it's like, you don't want to forget the fact that it's also a film. It's all scripted. It's all, you know, scenes and fake and camera guys and actors and producers and production and photographs. And but it's funny though too, because I mean, it does blend into the horror genre in general, and you think of Hollywood and just all that stuff. But yeah, there's not much here. I mean, there's a good guy. Unfortunately, he had to deal with some shit and got dealt a bad hand, but I don't know, I'm trying so hard not to go there, cause It's just tough though, because with this movie, there's really not much else. I mean, it's definitely not as much description as the other movies and things that surround it and other related things to compare it to or to identify with this. It's just a... I don't know, it's not... It's not good. I imagine being Ed and Lorraine too, like... You know, it's all kind of one of the same, really, unfortunately, at the end of the day, but... Like, the stuff they deal with day in and day out. Just paranormal investigators in general, like, this is... You know, you do the research and, yeah. But even them, it was like the one time where, like, okay, we're gonna have to do things a little differently, different strategy, different approach. It was more just like, you know, investigating and playing detective, and I mean, it's funny because that's what this kind of is, right? Investigator. But obviously it's much more than that. It's spiritualism, it's the whole otherworldly kind of side of things, and discovery and data and documentation and proof and evidence, and as far as like things manifesting and things you wouldn't normally see, and but that's what fear is. That's what primal fear is. It's like something that's so dark and twisted that it's right next to me. It's over there. It's everywhere. But this movie, it just it's like, oh, it's here and there, but it's mostly, you know, this guy. But even if I was put in their shoes, I'd still know that it's like, hey, we're dealing with the same thing, just slightly different. You know, funny enough, this would go right along with the Amityville Horror as well, like, the dad and all that, and the house, and Indian burial ground, and but I even like the Amityville Horror. But you know, the thing is, the object, there's always a source with all these things. There's always a hot spot. There's always a focus point or something, right? And like with the Amityville Horror, it's the house. With here, this movie, there's always an object or an item, an ancient relic, and that was, I don't know, it got weird because this movie was kind of like all over the place. It was like, okay, something's clearly wrong here. It started off so well too. Like, it's like, okay, hey, this is cool. You kind of think of Poltergeist as well, like everything is kind of included. You get a little bit of everything in this, which is what makes it good, but the side that is about non-spiritual stuff, that's what ruins it, because I mean, here we are. It's just like this movie's like a glorified documentary or something. It's just, which could be cool. You think of Blair Witch, you think of Paranormal Activity, you think of like found footage. It's so weird because this movie doesn't really fit in anywhere, but it's trying to be so many things that it almost ruins it, because and who doesn't know what that's like? It's like what are you good at? What are you interested in? What's your calling? What's your destiny? Whatever. But I can imagine this being well respected amongst the horror community as well, because of the fact that it's just a good film. It's just a good movie, but the core of it, is what just doesn't do it for me. And for me to not like a horror movie is a big, there's so many horror movies out there that half of them are garbage, B movies, or it's just not interesting enough, or like, yeah, I've seen this 1,000 times, or whatever it could possibly be. But there's so many good ones out there too, and this one is, it's like a movie I wouldn't normally care for, but because of the fact that it has the Conjuring brand on it, that it's the only reason why I would have watched it. The only one. It's not even like, okay, I'm scrolling through a streaming service and I'm looking at trailers and descriptions and like, oh, this looks good. I mean, granted, this is like a top of the line AAA A-list, you know, quality movie, so like there's that. It has that going for it. The lighting, everything's good. But but if I knew what it was really about, and like, man, it's hard though, because you kind of have to ignore all that, because they did still squeeze in the stuff that matters, the stuff that gives it that flavor. And like, if I was new to Conjuring complete, like if this is the first Conjuring movie I watched out of all the Insidious Annabelle, I probably still would have watched it. But it would have came out of it just like, And I almost wish I watched this first and then the other ones. But funny enough, this is like the latest one you'll pretty much get, or one of them. I wouldn't really say it was like even the best for lasting. I would say more like, hey, they ran out of ideas. I don't know the whole context behind this series. Like, is it all original? Is it, well, based off true stories? But is it from a book? Like, I don't know. But it just wasn't. It didn't hit the same. It didn't. And that's what makes it stand out so much too, is because when you're talking, what, 3 films between each thing. Roughly 3. It's kind of the black sheep. And it's funny how that works too, because you think of this whole idea of what this movie is and represents, and it's kind of more or less that same thing of like, it is that really unwanted attention kind of thing. But we just want to see demons, man. We just want to see cool shit and like, you know, get our jump scares, get our loud music, get our creepy clappy hand thing, like whatever. I mean, these other movies have so much to offer, and this one has like nothing. It kind of reminds me of Rosemary's Baby, where it's like, dude, babies, really? This is what we're doing, and Devil's Child and all The Omen. I like The Omen. I like everything that this movie is, but this movie. It reminds me of Rosemary's Baby because, like, I don't think it was meant to be like scary or like, oh, demons and monsters, but there's one scene or a couple of them that shows the whole thing, man, the demon and all, and it really went for like, hey, when we show this guy, that's when it matters. Hell, I don't even like Rosemary's Baby, and I like it more than this movie. And that was kind of in here too, is like, there wasn't much of that, but what they showed on camera visually, It was impressive, but that's like the only cool part about it. But the issue is I think what ruins it too is the title. They tried so hard to make it about something, but it's arguably the very thing that destroys it and makes it worse. Because it's like filler. It's like we just want it, you know, it's no different than Alien. We just want to see the alien. Where's the alien? Predator, where's the Predator? Where's Leatherface? Where's Chucky? Just that's what we come here for. If you're gonna have a thing, you know? If you don't have a thing, which be a lot of things. And that's what it did. But because of what it is specifically, it just did not work. But yeah, you know, there's violence and blood and gore and gory and scary jump scares. It's all in there. Takes place a long time ago, obviously. Old. But yeah, I don't know, it started off like cool and then not, and then cool, then not. It's pretty up and down. Like, I imagine for the actors, everyone involved, it's gonna depend on the person too, but were they proud of this movie? Were they like, hey, this is it, like, this is the big one? I don't know, I hopefully doubt it, but... Or like the ratio, you might get a handful of people out of the bunch that was like, oh my god, this is like the best thing we've ever done, made. Me, I'm like, eh. But, yeah, regardless, I mean, it's still cool and it's not all bad, but I just have like issues with, what is it? Subject matter? I don't know. But yeah, there's not really much else. I mean, the problem with this is like, this could have just been any movie, you know, and you wouldn't have even realized it or known it. But it's good to see the elements that make up this movie done in this way. I'm just so on the fence, 50-50 neutral, because it's like I love it and hate it, and but I gotta say I hate it more than love it. Like, the stuff that I love, I can go see that elsewhere and maybe not done better, more or less, but more like it knows what it's doing. It knows what it wants. It knows what it is. And this is so like out of line and out of character and it's just, I don't know. But it's whatever, it's, you know, it's a movie to watch, it's an hour and a half, whatever, 2 hours, I don't know. It's entertaining, fun, exciting, good, bad. If you watch the rest of them, you gotta watch this one at least one time, just finish it out, complete it, finish what you started, watch every single one. But yeah, I wish I had so much, I want to give it so much more credit where it deserves it, but the bad stuff just overshadows it way too much. It just outweighs it, and I don't really know a way of getting around that. I don't. But hey, if anything, and it's funny how this is like one of the latest ones, because like usually with sequels and stuff, as good as some of them are, they really just make you want to go back and like, I'd rather just rewatch the older ones again. They're just so much better and they're so good, and if this movie was trying to accomplish that, if that's what its goal was, then it definitely did that well. But what confuses me is that like every movie they do hits really well in some way or another. And this one just really kind of, it's like it didn't care, it didn't try. I don't see the passion there. I don't see the, like as a project, as a movie, as a director or whatever, it's like, hey man, this is my job, what who cares? Well, you gotta respect the material, you gotta like love what you do and what you make too, obviously, but I just think giving this kind of thing support, especially in this much more commercialized, successful way. I mean, you just hear The Conjuring, dude. You think of Zach Bagans' museum, you think of... It's just had so much success and popularity, and which is good. But I think this movie, it all went to its head and like, hey, we're hot, we're big, you know, we're like the hottest horror movie franchise of our time. And they just kind of rolled with it and went with it, but I just think they got really distracted of, because they got to keep their viewers in mind too, their audience is like, you know, what separates the Conjuring fans from the horror fans from the fans of what this movie was really about, because those are very, very different groups. And I'm more of the whole like, I love The Conjuring and I love horror stuff, but that's where it kind of stops. As in like, not leaning into The Conjuring. The devil made me do it.
This boy is headed to the death chamber. Is saving him worth everything you have? Because that's what it may very well cost.